let's try to use an analogy. If I could maybe if I am in my house, right? Let's say my house is everything that there is, everything inside the house, right? And I'm in my house and I create something new, a new machine in the house. Does the machine exist in the house? Is it part of the house? Yes, it would follow, right? That it's in the house, even though it's new, right? So in the same way that God created the house, right? And it was good, like he said, functionally good. Okay. But then you went through the whole fall of man, and right, and then you have something in creation that went wrong, not caused by God. If we're assuming, we're just talking about, throwing the will aside, the free will debate aside, not caused by God, but caused by something in the creation, right? So then the creation is corruption. In the creation, parts of creation have been corrupted, right? And that corruption is still part of creation. And so when you're making the claim that everything that we see in creation is, there's a reflection of, it's basically reflective of God, right? It makes me question, well, what about the corruption that's in creation? As part of creation, do you include that corruption? Is that corruption of God? So I just don't see how you're reconciling those two beliefs that you're holding.
I don't think I have a satisfactory answer for you. I think my answer was satisfactory, but I don't think it's satisfactory to you.
I agree.
Okay,
I
well,
have a quick question. Do you believe that man is the only thing that can create evil? Or do you think that nature can be evil too?
Yes. No, only man can be disobedient to God. Animals, trees, things like that, they
No,
cannot be
I
disobedient
mean,
to
in the
God.
sense of evil, because there is suffering in the animal kingdom. I mean, if you take out
Okay, so
human,
when
there's tons of
when I
unnecessary
say
pain.
evil, right, my definition is very specific. Evil is disobedience to the will of God. Anything that is disobedience to the will of God is evil. Animals cannot be disobedient to God. So their suffering is not evil because they cannot be disobedient to the will of God.
Wow, that's a hell of a chunk just to discount. You know what I mean? Like, so it's just the disobedience to God that makes something evil.
Yes.
Okay,
And
Kathleen, are you evil?
Yes, I am.
Holy shit, dude.
We are all evil.
Okay. Here's
we are all totally depraved.
Here's what it is in summary. Is evil as a product? Is it part of creation or part of God?
It's part of creation.
Okay, so then when you say something like everything in creation, everything, so that would include the part that is evil, right? Is reflexive of God. Then I think you have a problem. I don't think you see, I personally believe that not everything in creation is reflective of God's nature. I think it's been corrupted, right? Do you agree?
That's fine. That's Arminianism. That's fine.
Okay.
I don't have an issue with that belief. I don't hold to that belief, but I don't have an issue with that belief. Do you understand what I'm saying?
What's the issue?
I do not hold to what you just said, that not everything in nature flows from God.
Wait,
Okay?
wait. So
I don't hold to that belief.
Everything in creation comes from God. Then is your belief?
Yes, because God created
And then you
everything.
said that evil, right, is part of creation. So then it follows that evil is from God. That's just that's a flat out. That's a knockdown argument.
No, okay, so you're missing the key point. And I said it 3 times, so maybe you missed this word. All right, it's the negation of divinity, which is the same way that while all humankind is born with guilt and the original sin, it does address the question, because if we follow it to its natural conclusion, which would be Christ, how could Christ live a sinless life if he was born with original sin?
I agree with all this.
He wasn't born with original sin.
You're in a different conversation here.
Like the divinity of God negates the evil.
1 second. Here's I'm going to say it again. So, do you believe that evil as a product, is it part of creation or part of God? In your view, is it part of creation or part of God?
It's part of creation.
Okay, so then now stop right there.
Can I clarify?
No.
Yes,
everything. Then you said, now answer this question. Everything in creation, is everything of creation reflective or basically project from God's nature? Answer that.
Is everything in nature a reflection of God's nature?
Yes.
No.
Okay. I thought previous to that you said yes, and that was my
No,
bad.
I
But I thought you
said
said
no. I said all of creation was good. Right.
prior to the fall.
Prior to the fall, in its
Okay.
original state, all of creation was good. But
'Cause I
what
could've
we have
sworn you said-
today,
She
today
did
is
say that all
did say-
creation was reflective of God.
That's what
Yeah,
he did
you can-
say.
you can
Tons
point
of
to
yeah.
times.
Yeah.
Okay, but pre-fall.
No, you
I
done
may-
headshotted her
Now-
like 5 times, Dan.
Now you said pre-fall. Okay.
Nice
well,
meme.
which is now I'm in agreement. Now we're in agreement. But when you say I was led to believe that currently everything that you see in nature is reflective of God's nature.
Okay, if I led you to believe that, then I apologize because that is not my belief.
Okay.
If I
then
led you to
I'm
believe
fine.
that, I apologize. If I misspoke or made it difficult to understand, I apologize because
Yeah, I was
the
not trying
argument the argument of evil is difficult, right?
Well,
It is a difficult concept to understand. So
emotionally more so that I don't think it's a logical issue. I think it's an emotional issue. But no,
So
I mean,
no, I think we're in lockstep. I just may have been saying it in a different manner. I may have been mixing what you.
my question was
Yeah,
not how do you account for evil
shut
if it,
up.
my that's not my question. Right? I understand the free will, the theodicy that you were providing, but it just wasn't that. Yeah, okay, that's it. I'm fine.
Okay, we're good. So, do you subscribe to Arminianism or Wesleyanism? Or
I'm
neither?
actually still thinking about free will myself, but I think that the issue of the dialogue that was is just basically how you define free will. I think libertarian free will is a big problem though.
I think libertarian free will is a big problem too, and I think it's a big problem not only for theistic but secular, particularly understanding too. If you apply atomic regress to the universe, it kind of negates libertarian free will as well.
Oh, yeah,
Most
it's even more
secularists won't
problematic for the
accept
secular-
libertarian free will.
But yeah, if I didn't throw in that pre-fall status, I apologize.
That's fine. All right. That's what had me confused. That's why I usually don't chase people in conversation like that. It's usually when I picked up on something that I just didn't understand.
No,
So,
I'm glad you chased it down because it made me clarify my position.
That was gay.
Danny, you headshotted her like 5 times.
You want to play Vermintide? Are you home?
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm let Kathleen off the hook or what?
What?
What was she on the hook about?
I don't know what I was on the hook about.
Well, about you explaining how
The transcendental
beliefs-
argument for the existence of God. When I left it, someone asked if my assertions were presuppositions, and I said yes. Many of my assertions are presuppositions, because for the argument that I make to be valid, you must presuppose the existence of God. That's why it's called the presuppositional argument. That's why when people say, "Oh, it's a question-begging argument," no, it's not a question-begging argument because you're not assuming the conclusion; you're presupposing existence. And I will admit,
Presupposition is an assumption.
I will admit that it's not a very fair argument, is it?
I'll say again, a presupposition is an assumption.
But it negates the question-begging fallacy of the transcendental argument.
Yes, Ban.
How?
We understand.
Only
Ban.
because you're
being a
basically
cop,
painting in another color. That's all you're doing.
being
You're
a
just sort of
singular
saying,
also implies being a beta.
you're begging the question, and not to. That's all you're doing.
No.
I mean, Van is right. I mean, for the purposes of this particular dialogue, a presupposition is further than as an assumption.
Okay.
Was that
Got
more
it.
what you were looking for, Tasteless?
Uh-huh. Gus, are you going to start memeing or?
Oh, fuck.
Does Gus usually meme?
No one Tasteless knows that. Tasteless has fucking brain damage, so I don't expect him. I don't expect his head and his ass to wire together, so that's all right.
Oh, Gus, sometimes you are funny.
Sometimes. No, I'm going to say something terribly, terribly cute.
You see,
No,
that's
you're not.
over
Shut
now.
up. Sit there and fucking look the
Holy
court.
shit.
All you're
See, you
good
were
for
being
at
funny,
best is
now you
fucking
are just
decoration.
sad and pathetic.
Rich Corinthian leather.
Yes, man, I know you like to say that to I like
I don't
your grandpa jokes.
I don't care what you like. I bet
yes,
you the fact that it saved your too, but that's not something you really like.
You see,
Oh, also,
that wasn't that funny.
by the way, a presupposition is not an assumption. To whoever said that.
For this
Holy
for purposes
shit.
of this particular, what are you even saying?
is
Oh
not?
shit,
It
to
is
you
not?
fucking
Okay, explain,
Brazilian brain dead
Caitlin.
fuck.
Caitlin, could you explain, please?
Because
What's the difference, Kathleen?
So
What's the difference?
Okay, so let's make X is the line, right? A presupposition is a presupposition exists before X, all right? Where assumption before or after result of.
Presupposition is a presupposition is something that is assumed at the beginning of a line of thought.
Okay, I'm gonna get this.
Suppose in supposition are must be there about something that
It's not assumption, or it would be called.
yeah, besides change the nature of the the claim.
No,
It is an assumption.
no,
It doesn't
hold on.
matter if it happens
Supposing
first.
something
The
and
deal
assuming something.
is the reason they clarify the reason is, as you said, an assumption can be either before or after. A presupposition tightens that down to being only before.
Yes.
It is an
I
assumption.
think when this presupposition, she thinks of an entity, right? Not about a statement. It's a presupposition statement, right? They're not entities.
Well, God is an entity. God is not a statement.
No,
God
it
is
is
an
not.
entity.
I don't know
Yes.
how you would use an entity in an argument.
Because in the type of apologetic, you are presupposing the entity. That you make a statement.
What
You make a statement about.
You fucked up, Kathleen. You fucked up.
What you're presupposing is the existence of the entity, right? And the statement is that. So you're not presupposing the entity, right? You presuppose the existence of that. You say
Well, yeah.
the entity exists,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The
Okay. So
existence.
yeah. So you agree? The presupposition is not an entity; it's a statement.
It's a statement about the existence.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
It
how-
but the argument does not the argument does not assume, which is what the
Yes, it
question
does.
of begging
Yes, it
fallacy
does.
is.
No, yes, it
Because
does.
it makes an if statement in there.
No, it assumes that conclusion.
Tell you what, just to clarify this, you go provide the tag, your brief version of the tag.
Oh, I can't give one, mate. I can't give a brief version of tag. I'm
Because
sorry.
we could knock out right now, question or not.
I really give a brief.
Kathleen,
I could give you. I tell you what, a big tag argument, which.
wait,
Well, it's either question begging or tautological.
Well, instead of doing that, just explain how yours is different.
Well, it's okay. So my presupposition understanding, right, is that the nature of God, when the use of God is necessary creation, and that no other entity or being or understood philosophical worldview account for all the things that are required to have creation. So it's not proper disjunctive syllogism.
I think you've actually kind of stopped it before you even started.
God is creation. Is creation.
Well, that right there again is smuggling in God. That's making it question.
I'm arguing for.
And you smuggled in God in your premise.
You can't just inject God in the beginning and go, I was standing by the already.
I'm winning. I'm not right. I'm not trying
because you put the question.
I just disagree.
When you say creation is and these are the necessary conditions for creation. So how do you think you're not making the question there?
When I say, okay, so let's do it this way. Law is a state that we are created, well created by God, parents. Fuck it. We are created beings. Okay, so there is the first statement. Right.
I would disagree with that, but okay.
You're gonna disagree with the statement that we are created beings?
Yes.
For the sake of this argument.
Yeah, okay. Let's move on.
Okay.
I disagree.
So after the statement, the question is, what are the prerequisites for creation? And find the prerequisites for creation: physical creation, spiritual creation.
Talking about categories of creation, not the prerequisites of creation.
Now, if you get
talking about the categories of creation, not the prerequisites.
I'm making argument. I try very, very hard not to interrupt any of you guys.
The English language must be used correctly, or you're lucky before we even get started. I have it, and if you see you clean now, I'm under no obligation to wall.
Okay. I'm gonna stop for a second, and I'm gonna stop if you would just grab me that.
Get you to clarify what you mean. What does created mean to you in a sense?
When really like they
being pedantic here and actually tell me what you mean by created.
What I mean by created is to for the sake of reproduction, when to create create a new thing. That new thing has been
but
created.
Kathleen, the word creation does use some kind of that there's a will to create that thing or this thing that being there. You're making the thing.
A will question though, isn't it?
Yeah, but
we want to make sure we know what you mean by created, and that you don't slip around in different meanings of it.
my definition of creation would be, like I said,
Just
the
making
process. Yeah, is when something producing something new, an
Okay,
action of bringing something into existence that was not previously there. That is
Okay.
creation. Be it living, biological, dead, unphysical, like chair, food. I created scrambled eggs, right? I created my children.
Yeah, we got
But
that.
when you say, is there a will behind it? That's a wholly different question.
Yeah, I'm just asking because when you say
That's
create,
that's
sounds like
yeah. That
sounds
that
like
seems to imply. It seems to definitely imply a creator, which is a will.
Well, I mean,
Why
because
I'm asking.
okay, because again, right now, is there a will behind evolution? I believe there was a will behind the original mechanism, but is that will wholly implicit in the mechanism? I don't know. I don't know how far I would walk down that rabbit hole.
I don't know what you brought up evolution for.
Well, because so absent God, creation has no will, right? But would I subscribe will wholly to evolution? I don't know.
I wouldn't subscribe will at all to evolution.
I would, partly. I just don't know if I would subscribe it wholly.
we're getting derailed. You wanted to make the argument.
Yeah, we're getting a little bit off the rails. I'll just let's go back on track. I mean, that's a different argument.
I stopped looking at my phone to answer you guys, so I'm going back to looking at this real quick. By the way, if you guys want a great source of information to aid in your argumentation against tag, Dawson Bethrick does an amazing job of dismantling tag.
Theoretical bullshit. Alex Malpass, Logic.
Alex
These are all
Malpass
people
is
that
a
have
fucking
really demolished the tag.
Alex Malpass is an idiot.
Alex Malpass is an idiot?
Yeah, the bald dude.
No.
No.
The tall, fat, bald dude.
You're
No,
thinking
Alex
of Matt
Malpass
Dillahunty.
is a
You're
professor.
thinking of Matt Dillahunty.
Oh, Matt Dillahunty. Okay.
And he's not an idiot. I've watched him take apart more fucking apologists than you have by any means.
I mean,
He's
I've
pretty
watched a lot of Matt. I've watched a lot of. Yeah, you can be smart and still be an idiot, mate.
Kathleen, you're probably just used to like the layer 1 atheist 1.0 responses. There's like a whole boss level above the questions you're being given here that would open your ass up so fucking wide that you've yet to
Ghost would be
experience
jealous.
I mean, I disagree with that statement because I've been fighting against tag for quite a long time. The difference is that the people that I fought against are much more articulate in understanding of the argument that I am. And they pick apart people like Matt Dillahunty on a regular basis. That's why I came to them, because I...
Right, but Matt Dillahunty isn't a philosopher, right?
I know he's not a... I don't know many actual
So have you had this
day
conversation
and
with
age.
anyone that's
Everyone is a
actually
philosopher,
adept in
you
philosophy?
fucking idiot.
Yes, I have had this conversation with people who actually have what we would call authoritative views on authority. Authoritative meaning, to me at least, education, university level education.
I do have an objection of Ray. Ray, what the fuck is a philosopher?
Someone who philosophizes.
Are
Well,
you Ray, motherfucker? Shut your ass. Let Ray answer.
What do you mean what they are? I mean, do you not understand what philosophy is? Look, I'm not saying like
No.
professional
Give me,
philosophers. I'm not
just give
saying
me the
someone that's
answer and stop filibustering. Just
stop
give me the answer.
filibustering.
What
do you mean,
is a
what's
philosopher?
I mean,
What is
someone
a
that's
philosopher?
adept in philosophy, someone that's adept in these issues,
And
someone that
how
understands.
could you say that he's not a philosopher?
Who? Matt Dillahunty? He's not a
Yeah.
professional philosopher.
Oh, that's different, right?
What?
A
Oh god,
professional
how stupid are thee? Let me
philosopher.
count the ways.
Holy
Yo, tasteless.
fucking
You
shit.
fucked up on that one.
No, you fucked up.
Tasteless is
If
just
you go
jealous
and
that he's
ask
not
Matt
getting in
Dillahunty,
right
he will
now.
tell you he's not a philosopher. He is a dabbler.
Then he doesn't know what the fuck what being a philosopher means, motherfucker.
Who, Matt Dillahunty or me?
You're an
No,
idiot.
not you, not Matt, not any of these kids.
You should just keep saying motherfucker over and over again because you sound so sexy when you
Shut
do
your
that.
fucking ass, Gus.
Shut your fucking ass, rich Corinthian leather, the fucking Bolivian tree
Oh,
frog.
fucking shit, man.
So if we lick you, do we have
Yeah,
hallucinations?
Okay, Kathleen, move. What were you saying?